Grocery shopping. It's a routine task that most of us do without much thought. We walk through the aisles, pick up our favorite items, and head to the checkout. But have you noticed something different lately? It's a basic part of life. Yet the experience of grocery shopping has been changing in ways that are hard to ignore. We all need to eat. Fresh produce, dairy, meats, and pantry staples are essential. But the way we access these essentials is shifting. But lately, something feels different in the aisles of our local supermarkets. Prices are up. Shelves are sometimes bare. The once familiar and comforting routine of grocery shopping is now fraught with uncertainty and stress. And some familiar stores are disappearing altogether. What's going on? The landscape of the grocery industry is undergoing a seismic shift, and it's affecting everyone from shoppers to store owners. The grocery industry is facing a perfect storm of challenges. From rising operational costs to changing consumer habits, the pressures are mounting. Inflation is squeezing shoppers' wallets. Every trip to the store feels like a balancing act, trying to get the most out of every dollar. The cost of doing business is skyrocketing for grocery stores. From labor to logistics, every aspect of running a store is becoming more expensive. And global supply chains are still struggling to recover from recent disruptions. The pandemic, natural disasters, and geopolitical tensions have all played a part in creating bottlenecks and shortages. This isn't just a story about numbers and economics, it's about the human experience. It's about the stress and anxiety that comes with not knowing if you'll find what you need on the shelves. It's about real people feeling the pinch in their communities. Families are having to make tough choices, cutting back on non-essentials and sometimes even essentials. It's about families struggling to put food on the table. The rising cost of groceries means that many are having to stretch their budgets thinner than ever before. And it's about the future of how we buy our groceries. With the rise of online shopping and delivery services, the traditional grocery store is facing unprecedented competition. Over the next few minutes, we're going to dig into this grocery apocalypse. We'll explore the factors driving these changes and what they mean for the future. We'll look at why some of your favorite stores are closing. The reasons are complex, involving everything from economic pressures to shifts in consumer behavior. We'll examine how these changes are impacting shoppers and communities. The ripple effects are far-reaching, affecting not just where we shop, but how we live. And we'll explore what the future might hold for the grocery industry. From technological innovations to new business models, the way we buy our groceries is set to evolve in ways we can only begin to imagine. Let's talk about inflation. We've all heard the word and we've all felt the impact in our wallets. But how is inflation specifically affecting our grocery bills? The price of food has been steadily rising. In the past year alone, grocery prices have increased significantly across the board. Meat, eggs, dairy, produce, you name it, it probably costs more than it did a year ago. This increase in prices is partly due to the rising cost of transportation and fuel. It's also because of labor shortages and supply chain disruptions, but we'll get to that later. The bottom line is that inflation is making it more expensive for all of us to buy groceries. Remember the before times, when a trip to the grocery store was a mundane task almost taken for granted? Remember strolling through the grocery store, confident that you'd find everything on your list? The shelves were always stocked and the idea of a shortage seemed almost unthinkable. Those days feel long gone. The pandemic has changed the way we shop and what we expect to find on the shelves. Over the past few years, we've all become accustomed to seeing empty shelves at the supermarket. It's a stark reminder of how interconnected and fragile our supply chains really are. Whether it's a shortage of toilet paper or a sudden run on canned goods, the pandemic exposed the fragility of our global supply chains. Items we once took for granted became scarce, and panic buying only made things worse. While things have improved somewhat, supply chain issues are far from over. Labor shortages, transportation bottlenecks, and logistical challenges continue to plague the system. And unexpected events like extreme weather, natural disasters, and geopolitical tensions continue to disrupt the flow of goods, including food, from producers to consumers. These disruptions can happen at any point in the supply chain, from the farm to the factory to the store. These disruptions mean that sometimes, even if you're willing to pay the inflated price, the product you want simply isn't available. It's a frustrating experience for consumers who are used to convenience and abundance. And for grocery stores, these supply chain challenges create headaches and lost revenue. They have to manage customer expectations, deal with supplier issues, and find ways to keep their shelves stocked despite the ongoing challenges. Aldi, the discount grocery chain known for its low prices and efficient no-frills shopping experience, has been a staple for budget-conscious shoppers for years. However, the company has recently announced the closure of several stores across the United States, a move that has left many customers and industry experts puzzled and concerned. These closures are part of a larger trend of grocery store shutdowns that have been sweeping the nation. Retailers are grappling with a myriad of challenges, from rising operational costs to shifting consumer behaviors. Aldi, despite its strong brand and loyal customer base, is not immune to these pressures. The trend of grocery store closures is not limited to Aldi alone. Other major retailers, including giants like Walmart, have also announced store closures in recent months. This wave of shutdowns is often attributed to a combination of underperformance, evolving consumer habits, and the escalating cost of doing business in today's economic environment. For Aldi, the challenge is particularly acute. The company's low-price model, which has been a cornerstone of its success, is becoming increasingly difficult to sustain. The rising costs of goods, transportation, and labor are squeezing profit margins, making it harder for Aldi to maintain its competitive edge. In addition to these financial pressures, Aldi is also facing stiff competition from other discount retailers. Stores like Lidl and Dollar General are expanding their footprints and offering similar low-cost options, which is putting additional pressure on Aldi to innovate and adapt. Another significant factor contributing to these closures is the growing popularity of online grocery shopping. More and more consumers are opting for the convenience of having their groceries delivered to their doorstep, which is reducing foot traffic in physical stores. The shift towards online shopping is not just a temporary trend, but a fundamental change in consumer behavior. This change is forcing traditional brick-and-mortar stores to rethink their strategies and find new ways to attract and retain customers. In the case of Aldi, some experts believe that the company's low-price model, which has been a major selling point for years, is becoming increasingly difficult to sustain in the current economic climate. The rising costs of goods, transportation, and labor are squeezing profit margins, making it harder for Aldi to maintain its competitive edge. Others point to factors like increased competition from other discount retailers and the growing popularity of online grocery shopping. Stores like Lidl and Dollar General are expanding their footprints and offering similar low-cost options, which is putting additional pressure on Aldi to innovate and adapt. The economic downturn has also played a significant role in these closures. With consumers tightening their belts and spending less, retailers are finding it increasingly difficult to maintain profitability. As Aldi navigates these challenges, it will be interesting to see how the company adapts its business model to stay competitive. Will they find new ways to cut costs, or will they shift their focus to online sales and delivery services? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: the retail landscape is changing, and companies like Aldi will need to evolve to survive in this new environment. More than just Aldi, a retail reckoning. The closure of Aldi stores is a symptom of a larger trend, the retail apocalypse. This term, which gained traction in recent years, refers to the widespread closure of brick-and-mortar stores, particularly in the face of growing competition from e-commerce giants like Amazon. While the retail apocalypse hasn't quite lived up to its name, it's clear that the retail landscape is undergoing a significant transformation. The rise of online shopping, coupled with changing consumer habits and economic uncertainty, has forced many traditional retailers to adapt or die. The grocery industry, while less vulnerable to the e-commerce boom than other sectors, is not immune to these challenges. As we've seen, even discount giants like Aldi are feeling the pressure. As retail stores close, communities are feeling the pinch. Local economies suffer, and people are left wondering where else they can go. It's not just about shopping, it's about the heart of the community. Retailers are finding new ways to adapt. Some are shifting to online platforms, while others are creating unique in-store experiences to draw customers back. It's a time of innovation and resilience. Grocery stores are facing their own set of challenges. Many are incorporating technology to streamline operations and improve customer experience. The future of grocery shopping is being reshaped before our eyes. In the end, the retail landscape is changing. It's a period of transformation, and while it may be tough, it's also an opportunity for growth. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Until next time.